Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is David. My channel is My Yard Sale. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about my history and my experience in the last couple days, which I feel like has been very positive. So I'm happy about that. And I'm hoping that this post will help others out that are experiencing the same difficulties I am and maybe avoid some of the dysfunction that I've experienced in the last weeks, months, even years. So probably prior to 2 years ago, for many years, I'm 99% sure I was highly diabetic, pre diabetic. I'd be afraid to even know what my numbers were at that point. I don't know what they are now. I don't know what they were then, but just everything, all the research I've done has pointed me in the direction that I'm just going to say my numbers were probably above 11, 10. They were up there very high and were for a very long time. So, over all those years, my body was doing damage inside, causing so many problems, I would have never known, but causing problems with my nerves, causing problems with neuropathy and other just general problems. This was from years and years and years of metabolic dysfunction. In the last couple of years, I have identified my problems and did a bunch of research and basically committed myself to, at that point, carnivore, where I was eating mostly meat, but actually it was carnivore ketovore because I was eating a little bit of vegetables, but I was eating mostly meat. And as things progressed, things did start resolving for me on carnivore. Definitely things with my skin, just general health issues that I never realized were even associated with maybe my eating. I had no idea. But converting to carnivore, and I'm sure lowering my A1C through that conversion to carnivore, things did start to resolve. But then after eating so much meat, which I do like meat, hey, guess what? I also like vegetables. I can eat meat and vegetables. I can eat one or the other or both. I enjoy both. So I was comfortable with eating just meat. And all of the posts and all the YouTube videos that I watched, there were tons and tons and tons of content about eating only carnivore and all the health benefits, all the good stuff that came along with eating carnivore. I was happy to convert. I would eat just meat. I would make a big pot of ground beef with some spices, and I would just scoop it out and eat it every day, 3 times a day. Sometimes I would eat beef and eggs. Not a problem. I was happy doing that. But as I've stated on other posts prior to this one, I was still having some of the same problems that I was having happen even before I started eating only carnivore. I was having what I now am understanding as being pretty big glucose spikes, blood spikes, where it would literally knock me out, and I would be out sleeping 2 minutes after I got done eating, and and I couldn't stop it. It was like as soon as I got done eating, I was looking for a place to lay down and a place to close my eyes. And that actually has happened for a very long time, but more so when I was eating only meat. So then I was eating ketovore, where I was eating mostly meat. I would eat a big meal of meat, but I added a little bit of vegetables. And that actually continued to make my health situation, my health problems better. I felt like problems with my skin and problems with my system started getting better. But still, metabolically, I felt not great. And if I ate vegetables only, that wasn't going to work because I couldn't get myself full. I could eat like 2 pounds of meat, of vegetables, and I'd be thinking about eating a burger because I couldn't fill myself with just vegetables. So recently, in the last couple of days, I have converted to eating a lot more beans and vegetables. And I did this because I watched a video on YouTube where they talked about how there's problems with your pancreas where high fats and meat can cause problems with, I don't know what a pancreas does exactly or what it looks like, but the system can get plugged up with the fats and the meat. And I wanted to try to check this whole thing out with eating more vegetables. So I will say in the last couple of days, been eating beans, and I know there's a million beans jokes that everybody could have about this, but there's nothing funny about this, trust me. So I've been eating beans and vegetables, and I actually posted a couple days ago my diet and how I make it and what I made. And I'm going to be honest, I like beans. I could eat beans on everything with everything, and it looks like I may be eating beans with everything for a while. So the last couple of days, I've been primarily eating beans. Now I could eat eggs with beans, that's not a problem. I could also eat some burger patties with beans. But right now I'm eating just beans, trying to figure out whether it's going to make a difference or make things better. And I'm going to say over the last 2 days, things have gotten better. I can fill myself on beans, and filling myself on beans would be like a cup of beans, maybe a quarter pound of beans with some vegetables. And the vegetables I use are just frozen vegetables. You could use any vegetables, I suppose, but my point here is that what the results are. And what I can say is that I can fill myself with beans and vegetables 2 to 3 times a day, and it doesn't immediately knock me out. I don't feel my blood sugar spike like my blood sugars were definitely spiking eating all meat. So I feel like this is a positive thing, and I'm hoping it is. And this whole thing about the blood spike, so I made my changes 2 years ago, and I've been primarily eating meat all this time. And I haven't really, like I said, there's been some minor health things that have gotten positively better, but for the most part, my inside system, my neuropathy, my coordination, my balance, none of that seemed to necessarily get better. So I'm hoping this conversion to, having more beans and vegetables as a major part of my diet, I'm hoping this will help me reverse my symptoms and my situation faster. And if this is the case, I'm going to be happy to share it here, because if there's anybody that's having the same type of metabolic issues that I've had, and you're focused on eating just meat and carnivore, I don't know, I think beans and vegetables might be the right way to go. So what I will say is that reversing the A1C, which I know was extremely high with myself in the past, that happened very quickly within a period of probably 3 to 6 months by the carnivore diet that I had. So if you're trying to reverse an A1C and trying to get away from diabetes and prediabetes, I do feel like carnivore is the right thing. But if you're having longer term dysfunction, metabolic dysfunction, because of longer term diabetes, prediabetes, I don't know if carnivore is the right way to go. I think maybe carnivore, ketovore is probably the right thing to do. But I do feel like not a predominant diet of meat, but a very balanced diet of meat and vegetables and legumes, beans, makes a lot of sense. I'll know here in the next probably 5 to 7 days whether this actually is working or not. And I'm going to be sharing it here. So if you're interested, do me a favor and subscribe and like this post. It's very helpful for me. If you're already subscribed, I want to thank all you folks for subscribing, and I hope this content is helping somebody. It makes the whole purpose, makes me feel better about the purpose of posting these posts. I want to help somebody. That somebody is myself, but I also want to try to help other people avoid what I'm dealing with, because I'm just going to say it's extremely difficult, and I don't think anybody should have to go through this. Our medical folks should be able to tell what's happening here and be able to address these things much easier than trying to prescribe drugs that people don't necessarily need. Anyways, I hope this is interesting and helpful. And again, a subscribe or a thumbs up is very helpful. I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoy this post. Thank you. Bye-bye.